Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for His Excellency, the Governor of Lagos State. Please be seated. We're almost about to draw the curtain on what has been certainly a most successful EHIINGBETI 2014, and indeed a fitting swan song for His Excellency's last EHIINGBETI as Governor of Lagos State. We think it's been a very worthwhile endeavor and very engaging. We're excited at the recommendations that have come out of this summit and look forward to the implementation of the resolutions. Very quickly, if you look on your apps, please, there's a survey, a very important survey that you need to fill out. Under the link surveys, if you haven't filled the third one, which is the LESG is desirable of setting up policy commissions in the areas of power, agriculture, transportation, and housing. Please signify your interest in joining one of these policy commissions.
Lagos State Governor Babatunde Fashola talking about the issues being raised there, the recommendations, the solutions to the 7th Lagos Economic Summit, EHIINGBETI 2014, talking about powering Lagos. How can electricity be accelerated in terms of supply to Lagos? He also did highlight the fact that providing an enabling environment for the private sector to thrive, improving power infrastructure and support structure is a key factor, a key component of the entire matter here. Then you also have legislative issues about all of this, because providing that enabling environment for the private sector to thrive, because they handle the generation and distribution, while the transmission, of course, is with the federal government. He also did say at the end of the day, if this power sector, if electricity is supplied, we have a role to play. You need to conserve power. You need to turn off appliances that are not in use. You need to stop illegal connections to electricity facilities. You need to also have this citizens' army to look out, prevent any vandalism, and then gas to power Lagos, also a very vital component. So all of these recommendations, all of these issues was considered at the 7th Lagos Economic Summit, and they quite optimistic, upbeat as well, that the recommendations that have been considered here today will, they say, to a large extent, be implemented.
Well, you know, this is just not the first time we've had talks concerning issues in the country. That is why implementation, as highlighted here, is very, very key. And you also recall he said something that is fantastic, and that has to do with not looking out for miracles to solve this particular problem. When he said something about prayers, or what it then means is action from all of us, some kind of seriousness, attitudinal change by Nigerians and even those in government, as well as the people. When he also spoke about not getting second-hand materials, electricity materials, now we're getting to understand what he meant by that. Basically, it has to do with people who patronize vandals and thieves. Now, we'll just pause now for the closing anthem.
Nigeria's call obey to serve our fatherland with love and strength and faith. The labor of our heroes past shall never be in vain. To serve with heart and might, one nation bound in freedom, peace and unity. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for
So that's the 7th Lagos Economic Summit, EHIINGBETI 2014, which came to you live from Eco Hotel, venue of the summit. So all of those highlights, all of those high points, they did say they will go back, fold their sleeves, and get down to work on all of those ones?
Well, basically, I think in Chamberlain, it's been a fantastic moment, as we were saying before the anthem came on to close in this particular ceremony. The bottom line has to do with everyone now, the government and the people now will have to also see how we can help the government in watching over facilities, helping them watch over a whole lot and changing our culture and our attitude. Now, how you turn on that switch and how you put that switch off and how you actually put on that tap and actually put it off, it all counts. Now, how we can actually conserve energy is key here. Our culture, our attitude, all this must change. And I'm sure this is the time for state governments, as well as the information ministry, as well as the National Orientation Agency, we still must say all of that can also help in enlightening the people. Education, re-education is very, very key here, because some of those things are things we already know, and we hope that this will be put into play, into practice, to the extent that we'll have them, well, off the cuff by knowing that it now becomes a part of our culture. Well, bottom line is that, the government at the center and the security operatives, as well as state government, they all know that we have a problem now, and sorting that out in the power sector is very, very key here. Good thing that we have seen the participation of the private sector, and good thing that even the World Bank is also on this, and good thing the Power Africa project initiated by President Obama in South Africa almost a year ago is also on this. So now we have a whole lot of people putting their minds on this particular issue, and I'm looking forward to seeing that the next time we'll be talking about all of this, looking at implementation, looking at results that would have come up from this particular EHIINGBETI 2014, we'll be saying we're almost there.
Well, as a matter of fact, I mean, all of this did not just come and go without us bringing in where you have to do with it in terms of the consumer-related matters. We brought that up to several of them at different points in time. The NERC, the regulatory authority, at this point in time saying, I mean, bringing their questions or your questions to them, paying for electricity or service not provided. Well, yes, they did give some explanation, so which we did bring to you also at the time. But so now they'll just go back, look at those recommendations, distribute it, and see how all of this, in terms of delivering power to Lagos. First, they say, how can it be accelerated? How can they deliver gas to power Lagos faster than they have? And so that was the theme, the focus of EHIINGBETI 2014. So that's it today. From all of us here, goodbye.
This is a live Channels Television event.